Hi everyone, so in this video I am going to describe you about all the NCERT books. Those are required to build a solid foundation, to build a strong foundation for UPSC Civil Service Examination. So let's start. So in this video I am going to tell you one by one, that means class wise, all the relevant NCERTs that you need to purchase for this UPSC examination. So in class 6 you have to purchase these 5 books. The first one is science book, which is again the book of general science, which has physics, chemistry, bio, all. Then we have our past one, which is a history book and which is basically for ancient history. Then we have social and political life one, and in this book you will find the domination of polity, but you'll also find some chapters with respect to society, which is there in the syllabus of mains. Then we have the earth, our habitat. This book is for geography. And then at last we have organic farming, which book is for agriculture. Now agriculture was not so much important for UPSC examination, but it has been seen that in UPSC prelims examination 2020, there were a lot of questions with respect to agriculture, and also with the new syllabus now we have agriculture in our main syllabus, and that is why the books of NCERT, those are recommended for agriculture. But in NCERT we have only one book, that is called organic farming, and this same book, that is called organic farming, you have to read the same book in class 6th also, 7th also, and 8th also. Basically it has 5 chapters, and all the 5 chapters are divided in such a way that with only one book you can cover the syllabus of 6th, 7th and 8th. Now come to class 7th. So in class 7th again we have science, then we have our past 2. Here we have history, that is from medieval, and then also we have social and political life 2, which is again a book for polity and society. Then we have a book that is called our environment. This book is good both for geography and environment. Then come to class 8. In class 8 again we have a book that is science, for general science. Then we have our past 3. In this our past 3, basically domination is there of modern India, and this book of history has been divided into 2 parts, that is part 1 and part 2. But in some publication you will find all both the part 1 and part 2 in only one book, and you can also find 2 separate books for this class 8 our past 3. Then we have the third book, that is social and political life part 3, again the book which is good for polity and society. And at last we have a book for geography, that is called resources and development. Now come to class 9. So in class 9 we will again say science. Now the book of geography, that is called contemporary India 1. Then we have democratic politics 1. So in democratic politics 1 you will find that the book is entirely for polity or political science, we can say. And then we have the fourth book, that is economics. So economics enter into NCERTs in class 9th. Then we have the fifth book, that is called India and Contemporary World 1. That is, this book is for world history, and you must be knowing that world history is there in UPSC main syllabus. Now come to class 10. So in class 10th we have the first book, that is science. Then we have contemporary India 2, which is a book for geography. Then we have democratic politics part 2, again a book for polity. Then we have understanding economic development, that is for economics. And then we have India and the contemporary world 2. In this book you will find world history also, modern India also, and some chapters are there for international relations. Now come to class 11th. Now a point that you people must take a note of, that in class 11th and class 12th you will find most of the stuff that you read from class 6 to class 10th, and the things will now repeat, but the things will go in advanced manner. And since the things go in advanced manner, so many people think that they can skip the books from class 6 to class 10th and directly they can jump to the book of class 11. So this strategy is not recommended, because in UPSC it is better to go step by step. And if you start from the class 6 book, then your foundation gets, you will get a very strong foundation for UPSC. Now come to class 11th. So in class 11th we have the first book, that is called Fundamental of Physical Geography, and then we have India's Physical Environment. So these first 2 books are from geography. Then we have Indian Constitution at Work and Political Theory. These 2 books are from political science. Now many toppers will suggest you not to study this book, political theory, but political theory is an important book, because because if you scan this past year papers of UPSC, then you'll find that for the last few years UPSC has been asking so many questions in polity with respect to political theories like meaning of democracy, meaning of freedom, meaning of liberty, and that is why the book Political Theory is also important. Now there are two books in class 11th from sociology, that is called Introducing Sociology and Understanding Society. Now why society is important in UPSC? Because there is a subject called Indian society, which is basically in mains examination and not in prelims examination. And so these two books, that is Introducing Sociology and Understanding Society, is not so important. But if you want to go to deeper study of society, or in case you are going to choose sociology as one of your option subject, then you can go for these two books. And even if you are not thinking to go deeper, and if you pick these two books, then please go for a smart study. Do not just go for blind reading. Then we have a book that is called Themes in World History, which is again self-explanatory, a book on world history. Then we have an Introduction to Indian Art, Part 1. So this book is basically for art and culture, a very important subject in UPSC. Then we have Indian Economic Development, a book for economics. Now come to class 12th. So in class 12th, again, we have a book that is called Contemporary World Politics, which is important for international relation. Then we have Politics in India Since Independence. So this book is important for a syllabus in UPSC that is called Post-Independence History of India. That is there in the mains part. Fine. Then we have Fundamentals of Human Geography and India and People and Economy. Both these books are for geography. Then we have Indian Society and Social Change and Development in India. Now these two books are important for the syllabus of Indian society, unlike the books which I just discussed in class 11. Then in history we have three books, that is Themes of Indian History Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. And for economics, again we have two books, Introductory Microeconomics and Introductory Macroeconomics. And one more thing, when you read the books of economics, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics, just stay within the boundary of the syllabus of UPSC, and there is no need to go into much of the mathematics and all in economics. Then we have the book that is called An Introduction to Indian Art, that is Part 2. All right. Now apart from this, we also have some books in class 12th and 11th which you people have to study, but in this part you have to read selected chapters only. For example, now come to class 11 psychology. So in this class 11 psychology, in chapter 9 you will find a chapter that is called Motivation and Emotion. So this chapter is important for ethics GS paper 4, because in ethics we have a chapter that is called Emotional Intelligence. So in this emotional intelligence you can get help from this chapter of psychology, where we have facets like how to manage stress, how to manage anger and all, so which is important for UPSC ethics paper. Then in chemistry you will find unit 11 that is called Environmental Chemistry. So environmental chemistry is important from the point of view of environment. You will find here chapters like ozone depletion, pollution, COD, BOD, which are important for environment. Then from bio you need to read two units that is called Plant Physiology and Human Physiology. Again, it's these chapters are important. And then there is a book in class 11 that is called Living Crafts and Tradition of India. From here just read two chapters, that is chapter on painting and chapter that is called Theatre Art. Now come to class 12th. In class 12th in biology, three units are important. Unit 8, that is Biology and Human Welfare. Then Biotechnology, and at last Ecology. So these chapters are important from the point of view of science and technology, and also environment. Then from chemistry you can read the unit 16 that is called Chemistry in Everyday's Life. Then from psychology read two chapters that is called chapter 6 Attitude and Social Cognizance, and chapter 7 that is called Social Influence and Group Persuasion. Both of these chapters are again important for ethics paper. Then let us go to the next part of discussion, and this is all about old NCERT and new NCERT. So there is no much difference. If you people are going for new NCERTs, then that is also okay, and if you are going for old NCERTs, that is also okay. But this debate of old NCERTs versus new NCERT is there. only for one subject, that is history. So why so much debate is there? Because till now I have discussed so many books on history with you people. So basically in old NCERTs you will find everything in one book itself. For example, Ancient India by R.S. Sharma, it's a complete book about ancient India. Then Medieval India by Satish Chandra, again a complete book. Modern India by P. Chandra, again a complete book. And World History by Arjun Dev, that is also a complete book. So you can either go for these old NCERT books of history, or you can also go for new NCERTs. But go for only one, either new or old. There is no much to be panic about. So that's all, and I hope you people have taken the note of all the list of NCERT books. So we'll see you in the next.